In terms of the fourth quarter, they had all but one of their buckets was inside the paint. Was that them just being able to get into the paint and get whatever they want because of that point of attack defense like you were talking about?
Yeah, they had that and 9 free throws.
What if I told you the Indiana Fever didn't just lose to the worst team in the WNBA? They were robbed. Imagine giving everything on the court, fighting through injuries, missing your star player, and still dominating, only to watch the referees hand the game away with call after call that made no sense. Aaliyah Boston fouled out for plays where she barely made contact. Sophie Cunningham was grabbed by the neck. No whistle. Lexie Hull gets elbowed and stepped over, and the ref just watches. And when Stephanie White finally spoke, she didn't hold back. Just 5 words. We didn't get the calls. This wasn't just a loss. This was a scandal. The Sparks got away with everything. The refs became the stars. And the league's integrity? On the line. Stay tuned, because what happened in this game could change everything you think you know about fairness in the WNBA. The Indiana Fever entered their matchup against the Los Angeles Sparks, riding a tidal wave of momentum and expectation. After notching 3 consecutive and emphatic wins, crushing the Dallas Wings, dominating the Minnesota Lynx, and humbling Aya Wilson's Las Vegas Aces in a statement victory, the team seemed to be finally unlocking its full potential. The Fever were thriving with a growing chemistry and solid team identity, even in the absence of Caitlin Clark, their rookie phenom and offensive engine. ESPN's matchup predictor gave Indiana a commanding 72.9% chance of winning, while betting odds listed them as 6.5-point favorites. The general consensus was clear. Despite Clark missing her 5th straight game due to a left groin injury, the Fever had more than enough firepower, veteran presence, and sheer momentum to handle a Sparks team that had struggled all season and remained among the worst in the WNBA standings. But as tip-off drew near, uncertainty crept in. Not only was Clark ruled out again after a day of evaluation, but the Fever were also without Dears Dantas, who was representing her national team abroad, and Dana Evans, who had abruptly left the roster. The loss of these 3 significant contributors in a single stretch forced the Fever to rapidly adjust their rotations and lean heavily on their star frontcourt and perimeter shooters. Coach Stephanie White expressed during pre-game interviews that Clark's health was the organization's top priority and that they wouldn't rush her back prematurely, even though her absence clearly changed the offensive structure and leadership dynamic on the court. Clark's absence slowed Indiana's tempo, disrupted their crisp ball movement, and left players like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell to shoulder more responsibilities in initiating and closing plays. Even so, White remained confident in her remaining core, pointing to their recent success as evidence of their ability to win without their star. In the first half, the game remained competitive, with Boston controlling the paint and Mitchell finding her rhythm from deep. Natasha Howard also emerged as a key force, using her experience to steady the team during the most chaotic possessions. Boston tallied 23 points and 12 rebounds on 9 of 17 shooting, a performance that underscored her growing stature as one of the league's top bigs. Mitchell contributed 19 points, hitting 3 critical three-pointers and extending her franchise milestone to 251 games played, second only to the legendary Tamika Catchings. Meanwhile, Howard was nearly flawless, scoring 21 points on 8 of 11 shooting while grabbing 9 rebounds and providing a crucial veteran presence on both ends of the floor. The trio combined for 63 of Indiana's total points and looked determined to steal a win in a game that increasingly felt rigged against them. But the night's turning point wasn't a missed shot or a defensive lapse. It was the officiating, which became the most talked about element of the entire game. What began as a few questionable fouls turned into a barrage of bizarre, one-sided decisions that left fans, players, and the coaching staff stunned. Sophie Cunningham was blatantly grabbed by the neck during a rebound skirmish, and instead of calling a foul, officials bizarrely ruled it a jump ball, despite video replay and multiple angles clearly showing a dangerous grab-and-throw-down motion by the Sparks player. Aaliyah Boston was repeatedly called for touch fouls that seemed non-existent on replay, leading to early foul trouble that kept her benched during key moments. McDonald and Hull also found themselves targeted with whistles for simply raising their arms or stepping into a lane, fouls that seemed invented out of thin air. Meanwhile, when Sparks players like Kelsey Plum elbowed Lexie Hull in the face and arrogantly stepped over her on the floor, the referees turned a blind eye. No technical, No common foul. Nothing. The inconsistency was glaring, the double standard enraging. Sparks players appeared emboldened by the officiating, playing with increased physicality while Indiana's defenders were punished for even incidental contact. The final insult came in the fourth quarter when Natasha Howard was visibly slapped across the face on a drive to the basket. No foul was called. Officials simply ruled the ball out of bounds, handing possession to LA. Coach Stephanie White, known for her calm demeanor and measured communication, reached a breaking point during the post-game press conference. After absorbing the weight of this demoralizing loss, she spoke just 5 words that echoed across the sports world. "We didn't get the calls." It was a short but searing indictment of everything wrong with how the game unfolded. White's statement was more than frustration. It was a rallying cry, a signal to the league and its officials that enough is enough. She spoke not just for her team, but for the thousands of fans who watched the game unfold with disbelief and growing outrage. Social media lit up with slowed replays, side-by-side comparisons, and fan commentary demanding accountability. This wasn't just a bad night of officiating, it was a direct intervention in the game's outcome. And while it may not show up in the box score, those moments shifted momentum, destroyed morale, and ultimately sealed Indiana's fate. But here's the deeper truth buried beneath the heartbreak. The Fever's performance proved more about their potential than any of their previous victories. With 3 major players missing against hostile officiating and on the road, they nearly pulled off a win behind grit, execution, and elite-level talent. This game, robbed as it may have been, was a testament to their resilience and championship foundation. Boston has emerged as a true anchor, Mitchell is evolving into a steady leader, and Howard's consistent excellence provides the kind of presence every contender needs. Caitlin Clark is expected to return soon, possibly in the next matchup against the Golden State Valkyries, and when she does, this team will be whole again, ready to execute, ready to contend, and most importantly, ready to remember. Because every team that took advantage of the Fever's adversity, every official that made them fight harder than necessary, and every fan that doubted their ability will become part of the motivation that drives their second-half surge. Their upcoming schedule includes clashes with Atlanta, Dallas, Connecticut, and New York, each a chance for redemption. They are battle-tested now, forged in frustration, and hardened by heartbreak. Stephanie White's 5 words might have captured the pain of this game, but they also mark the start of a narrative the entire league should fear. The Fever aren't just coming back, they're coming for revenge. And when fully healthy, they'll be one of the most dangerous, mentally tough teams in the WNBA, carrying with them the scars and lessons of every slight, every missed call, and every point that was unjustly taken from them. If you've had enough of these one-sided calls and want to see real accountability in the WNBA, then don't just scroll past. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the officials crossed a line in this game? Should the league step in? We want to hear from you. Like this video if you stand with the Fever, subscribe for more breakdowns, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next chapter of this unfolding story. Trust me, this season is far from over, and when Caitlin Clark returns, the league better be ready.